What would you do if the person you believed could protect you was actually the one hunting you? On the night of July 26, 2022, at 9:46 p.m., a security camera in Georgia captured the last known image of Susana Morales. She was only 16 years old. In the dim frame under the streetlights, Susana is seen walking home. Beside her stands a man wearing a police uniform. They talk for several minutes. There are no signs of panic. There are no cries for help, because society taught Susana one thing: trust the badge. But Susana did not know that the badge gleaming under the streetlights that night was not a symbol of protection. It was a pass that shielded suspicion, a perfect disguise. And to the man standing in front of her, it was a license to hunt. Just minutes after this moment, Susana Morales vanished from the world, and a haunting question began to echo. When a killer wears a uniform, who is left to protect us? Susana Morales was the youngest child in a family filled with laughter in Norcross, Georgia. At 16 years old, she loved learning makeup techniques. She loved playing the ukulele, and she often filled the house with warmth through her singing voice. But on that fateful Tuesday night, the music went silent. Around 10 p.m., Susana began walking home. It was a short distance, less than half a mile. Along familiar streets she had walked hundreds of times before. The Morales family tracked Susana's movements through the Life360 app. They watched a small green dot move steadily toward home. Everything appeared completely normal, until the unthinkable happened. The green dot suddenly reversed direction. It began moving at speeds over 40 miles per hour. Susana did not know how to drive. She had not called anyone for a ride. One final message appeared on the family's phone: "I'm on my way home." But it was not sent by Susana. It was a lie from her abductor. At 10:30 p.m., a crash alert sounded on her friend's phone. After that, the signal vanished completely. No location, no data, no Susana. While the Morales family desperately searched for their daughter in absolute anguish, just a few miles away, at the Sterling Glen apartment complex, a 22-year-old police officer named Miles Bryant was beginning an elaborate performance. Bryant was not only a police officer, he was also a security guard at the very apartment complex where Susana had just visited a friend. The following morning, less than 12 hours after Susana disappeared, Bryant calmly reported to his supervisors, "My Glock 19 was stolen from my truck." A perfect lie, a ready-made explanation for the disappearance of a murder weapon. For the next 6 months, Miles Bryant continued to wear his uniform. He continued to patrol the streets. He continued to live like a model officer. He even pretended to care about the disappearance of the neighborhood girl. He saw Susana's mother's pain every single day. But the heart of a predator never wavered. Bryant believed he had committed the perfect crime. In February 2023, the brutal truth began to surface. A hiker stumbled upon the remains of Susana Morales in a remote area. The location was more than 20 miles from where she disappeared. Susana's body was no longer clothed. There was no usable DNA due to decomposition. But the killer made a fatal mistake. Just about 100 feet from Susana's remains, lying exposed on the forest floor, was a handgun. When detectives ran the serial number, the investigation room fell silent. It was the same Glock 19 Miles Bryant had reported stolen the night Susana disappeared. The man entrusted to protect the community had become the prime suspect. When Bryant's gun was found next to Susana's remains, detectives knew they were not just facing a murderer. They were facing someone who understood the law. Detective Carter decided to make a risky move. He invited Bryant to the station, not as a suspect, but as a fellow officer to assist with the investigation. Inside the small interrogation room, Bryant maintained the calm demeanor of a police officer. He offered theories about gangs, about suspicious transients, about everything except himself, until Detective Carter looked him directly in the eyes and said, "Your equipment was there. She disappeared there. She died there. Your gun was there. Your phone was there too. This is the moment to be honest." Bryant's mask began to crack. He stammered, "This is horrible. Maybe I'm a monster." A slip of the tongue. or a disturbing indirect confession. Digital forensic experts began retracing Bryant's digital footprint. He used 2 phones, one personal and one issued by the police department. Both betrayed him. Cell tower data showed that on the night Susana disappeared, Bryant's phone moved along the same route where Susana's phone was carried. He was in that forest at that exact time. As investigators dug into Bryant's past, they were shaken. Since 2018, he had abused his authority, stalking young women, breaking into homes, stealing underwear and personal belongings. Even after killing Susana, he continued wearing his National Guard uniform and attempted to force entry into another victim's apartment. Bryant was not someone who made a single mistake. He was a systematic predator. He treated the uniform like an invisibility cloak, an impenetrable shield to conceal his twisted compulsions. Before the jury, this evidence shattered the image of a model police officer and revealed a monster wearing a human face. In June 2024, justice finally called his name. Miles Bryant was convicted of murder, kidnapping, and aggravated sexual assault. The sentence was handed down: life in prison, without parole. The man who once handcuffed others will now live in permanent chains. The Susana Morales case is a brutal reminder. Trust can become a dangerous weapon when placed in the wrong hands. Always listen to your instincts, share your location, protect one another, especially from those who abuse their power. Justice has been served, but the pain remains. Live with awareness to protect yourself and those you love. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue seeking the truth together. Goodbye.